Good morning students and welcome back to the class. Okay, so today we will discuss about the microbes as biocontrol agents. Okay, first let us you see first let us define the biocontrol. Biocontrol. Biocontrol means use of biological methods in controlling the plant disease and pests. Okay, so that is a biocontrol. That means the use of biological methods in controlling the plant disease and this pests. Okay, nowadays you are quite aware that plant disease and pest they are the major cause or they are major problems for farmers faced in agriculture. Okay, and nowadays what is happening is these chemicals are used to control these plant disease and pests, but these chemicals are quite harmful. Okay, to the what is that human beings, animals, okay, and even plants. Okay, and as they are quite toxic in nature and they are quite harmful, and they even pollute the environment, that is soil and water. Okay, so that is why it is very much essential to go for a biological control where there is no any use of such chemicals and no any such side harmful effects. Okay, so in the biological control of pest and disease, here what happens, the organisms are used. Bio means life, living organisms are used to control the disease and pest, and so there is no any harm. Okay, so let us discuss some of the biological control of pest and disease. You see this lady bird, which is a beetle with red and black markings on it, and dragonflies. These ladybird and dragonflies, they are used to control the aphids and that of mosquitoes. Okay, likewise this Bacillus thuringiensis, that is commonly called as BT, that is Bacillus thuringiensis. It is used to control the butterfly caterpillars. Okay, here what happens, this how these Bacillus thuringiensis is used. BT is here the dried spores of this Bacillus thuringiensis is mixed with water, and that is sprayed on the plants on which we are going to control the disease and insect pest. So this the dried spores of Bacillus thuringiensis, that is BT, is mixed with water, and that is sprayed on the plants like brassicas and fruit trees. And next what happens, this spore of this Bacillus thuringiensis, it is eaten by the insect larvae. Okay, so the dried spores of this Bacillus thuringiensis is mixed with water and it is sprayed on the plant. And next what happens, the insect larvae, it feeds these spores, and then what happens, when the larvae eats it, then what happens, in the gut of that larvae, what happens, the toxin is released, that is a toxic substance, chemical is toxin, is a poison is released, and that kills the insect. So that is how this Bacillus thuringiensis is used to control the insect. So you are quite aware BT cotton and all that. Due to this biotechnology, this Bacillus thuringiensis BT is introduced into plant itself. Okay, and such plants, BT cotton plant, when the pest come and eat their leaf and all that, then automatically the Bacillus thuringiensis enter into its gut and release the toxin, and that pest is killed. So that is how the control of pest takes place through the Bacillus thuringiensis, that is a BT. And next is a trichoderma, is another biological control microbe that is it is a free living fungus, and it is used to control the several plant pathogens. Okay, and the next one is baculoviruses. So another microbes. Okay, these baculoviruses are pathogens, and they attack the insect and other what is that arthropods, and majority of this baculoviruses used as biocontrol agents are belong to the genus Nucleopolyhedrovirus. Okay, Nucleopolyhedrovirus. You see, most of this majority of the baculoviruses which are used as a biocontrol agent belong to the genus this Nucleopolyhedroviruses. Okay, and these baculoviruses are species specific in nature, and they are narrow spectrum application, and no negative impact on the mammals, insects, birds, fishes, etc. And they are very useful in IPM, that is integrated pest management. Okay, using more than one method of controlling pest and disease. Okay, so this is all about how microbes are used as biocontrol agents. Okay, and the next one is microbes as biofertilizers. Okay, you see, microbes are also used as a fertilizer, that is the one which increase or enhance the nutrients of the soil. Usually these chemical fertilizers are harmful, because in the long term they will reduce the soil fertility, and also they cause they pollute the environment as that of chemical pesticides. So that is why these microbes organisms are used to as a biofertilizers. Okay, so the biofertilizers are the organisms that enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. Okay, bio means life, having life organisms. Fertilizer means the organisms which increase the or enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. They are called as a biofertilizers. Okay, and main source of biofertilizers are bacteria, fungi, and cyanobacteria. Okay, so the different organisms used as biofertilizers are of bacteria, fungi, and cyanobacteria. Okay, let us see one by one. So rhizobium it forms root nodules, okay, in leguminous plants, and they fix atmospheric nitrogen. You see, rhizobium is one of the biofertilizer. It forms the nodules. Nodule andre gantugalu. Nodules with root, and these in the leguminous plant, and these fix atmospheric nitrogen to the soil and make it available to the plants. That is a rhizobium. Next example is azospirillum and azotobacter. These are the biofertilizers, and these are free living bacteria. You see, azospirillum and azotobacter are free living bacteria, and they fix atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, so and fix atmospheric nitrogen to the soil, and they make it available to the plants. Next, mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is a fungi, and it is symbiotically associated with the root plants. Okay, so mycorrhiza is a fungi, and it is symbiotically associated with the root plant. Symbiotic means living together. Root plant ಜೊತೆ ಅದು ಏನಾಗ್ತದ ಕೂಡಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. Okay, and many members of the genus Glomus form the mycorrhiza. You see, many members of the genus this Glomus, they form this mycorrhiza, and the mycorrhiza it provides phosphorus to the plants from the soil. These mycorrhiza, this provide the phosphorus from the soil to the plants. Okay, and next they also make the plants resistance to the root-borne pathogen. Okay, these mycorrhiza, they also make the plant resistance to the root-borne pathogen. Okay, so next they also increase the tolerance to the salinity and this ಡ್ರಾಟ್. ಡ್ರಾಟ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬರಗಾಲ, ನೀರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ತಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇದರಿಂದ, ದಿಸ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋರೈಸಾದಿಂದ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಬಯೋಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ this is all about the chapter microbes in human welfare. Okay, so in this chapter we discussed how these microbes are quite useful in our day to day life. Okay, first we saw that how they are used in domestic preparation of foods, and then industrial and commercial production of products, okay, like antibiotics and all that, and then beverages, alcohols and all that. Okay, and how these microbes are used in biogas production, which is used as a fuel, okay, for lighting and this what is that lighting and cooking purpose. And we also discussed how these microbes are used as biocontrol agents in controlling the plant disease and this pest. And also we discussed how these microbes are used as a biofertilizers. Okay, that is which enrich the soil nutrient quality. Okay, with this chapter completes, that is microbes in human welfare, and tomorrow we will discuss start the new chapter. Okay, thank you.